Happy Saturday, everyone. It's Brandon again. So, every Saturday, I try to do an end of the week recap. And I was going to do one. And you know what? At the end of this video, I'll just give a little breakdown of what's going on in the economy. But I just did a consultation with a new client. And this really got to me. And other people might be going through the same situation. So, whoever needs to hear this message is for you. So, long story short, scheduled consultation was today. I got on the phone with this client. I'm going over their finances, everything like that, showing them, what to do, how to get to where they need to be, and how to better their overall life financially. Now, this gentleman is a referral. And talking to him, he seems like a very kind guy, a very decent person, whatever. But anyway, after finishing the consultation, we started talking, and he just broke down crying on the phone. And I'm there like, what the hell? Like, usually, I'm very like, yo, man up, come on, bro. Like, none of that. But he started really talking to me, and he's like, man, I'm 32. I live at home. I have no money. Some of my friends are doing so well in life. And what am I doing? He's like, I haven't been sitting on my ass these years, Brandon. I've been trying, and it's like nothing is happening, and my family don't respect me. They're always talking about me. And as a man, as someone who was in his position, it resonated with me so much. And I understood 100% how he felt and where it was coming from. So I started telling him my story, and many of you who are following me since the very start of this journey understood and knew what I went through. But for those who are just now tuning in, this is what happened. Little over 10 years ago, damn, 10 years, I'm getting old, but over 10 years ago, I started my entrepreneurial journey, and it was very tough. I dropped out of school, and coming from a Jamaican background, and how our family view college education and stuff like that. In the words of Chris Tucker, I went from being my mom's baby to some random nigga just walking around the house. Like, my whole family gave up on me. I had family members calling me, telling me, "Oh, you throwing your life away. You're gonna make minimum wage. You're not gonna go nowhere in your life." Oh, like, thinking just because I didn't want to work a job, or I didn't want to follow the traditional path, meant that I wasn't gonna be successful. And I'm talking about the unsupport I got from my family. My friends who graduated got six-figure jobs. Well, one of my friends did very well. It makes about 175 a year, drives his Mercedes, live in a nice home, and he used to always like, and he didn't mean it from a bad place. So, and you watch my videos, so it's not coming from a bad place. But he always used to say, "Brandon, you got to do better," and I understood that was his way of encouraging me as a friend. But I had some other friends who were making six figures, and they just looked down on me so bad. The woman I was with cheated on me, walked out of my life. You know, because she felt like I was gonna be nothing. Now, at that point in my life, it was a very low point. I was very discouraged. I was very upset. I was very angry because I'm like, I'm a good person. Why is nothing good happening for me? And this is when I realized that, you know, me taking the leap of being untraditional is not going to be a bed of roses. Meaning, like, all when I decided to drop out of school, it was something inside of me telling me that school wasn't for me. When I decided to become an entrepreneur, it was something telling me that you are meant to do this. We all have these things inside of us that God put inside of us that is a map as to how we're supposed to live, how we're supposed to be. But many of us are not strong enough to act on that map, act on that intuitive instinct that is in our gut. Many of us are afraid to trust it. And that right there is the biggest thing that separates those who become highly successful from those who do not become successful. Now, I took that step and was like, this is what I'm gonna do. And I know I'm blabbing a little, but I'm gonna get to the point. But this is what I'm gonna do. And through all the heartbreak, through all the setback, through all the disrespect, especially being a man of color, we don't have certain support. We're dealing with so much from a intercellular DNA structural level of trauma. Men like me who are trying to break that generational mindset, that nonsense that we were brought up with to be average, and being laughed at and being told it is impossible, that you do not belong. It hurt. But despite how I felt, I went along anyway, and I continued to do it. Now, this is how God works. Because my friend was telling me, gentleman today was telling me that, listen, I'm trying, Brandon. Now, it took me personally, it took me 8.5 years to become financially free. During that time, people thought I was a loser. People thought I was crazy. But it took me 8.5 years of grinding, of grit, of trying to figure everything out, working odd jobs, trying to save money, dealing with some of the biggest crap some of you wouldn't even believe to get to this point. Now, all those people that used to look down on me and laugh, and those people were making 6 figures, right? My nigga, I make 6 figures a month. What they make in a year, I now do that in a month. Because I stuck to what God put inside of me. I saw this picture on IG, right? It was like an elephant being compared to a dog. Now, an elephant, a dog, it takes a dog, I think, less than 2 months to have a whole litter of pups, whatever. An elephant, it takes an elephant almost 2 years to give birth. Now, yeah, a dog is there. They're a dime. When a dog is born, it's a lot of them. It's a dime a dozen. People give them away, pardon me, like they're nothing. An elephant, 2 years of being made. That's a long pregnancy, 2 years. That is now brought to fruition. When that elephant walks, it is feared. It is looked at majestically. It is looked at as something that is legendary. It's respected. And that is the same thing with people like us. Our friends, our family, it is not their place to understand our trajectory, our map. It is us to understand it and trust God and trust in ourselves and trust that everything will unfold as we go along. It took me 8 years to get here. But literally right now, I could stop working. I could shut down all my businesses and still live the same lifestyle until I'm dead. And that is what's going to happen to everyone who follows that still voice, that voice of guidance within them, and stick it out. It's not going to be a bed of roses. It is not going to be something that you wake up every day and is excited to do. It's not. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, it's lying to you. Talking about, once you find your passion, you'll never work. It's a lie. There are days you're going to get up and you just feel like the world is against you. But guess what? You have to just keep going. Because it's an insult when God put that goal inside of you and you do not follow through with it. God will take it away from you and give it to somebody else. So my friend that I was talking to today, to anybody else who was dealing with this, You're going to be successful. You're going to be okay. You just have to develop the courage to keep going. And when I started, I didn't know how I was going to get here. I just believed that God will guide me to get here. This is why I live so freely. This is why I live with such peace, because God is always going to unveil the next step no matter what. It's in you. Go after it and continue to live. Me growing up in the church, people will say, it is because of people selling their souls and satanic nonsense why those people are successful. But God gives blessings also. But the people in the church don't understand that, listen, you have to go after it. God put it in there. And this is something they don't teach. Everything is not always going to line up. Everything is not always going to align, but it will work out eventually. So my friend, I understand what you're going through, but you have me in your life now. It took me damn near 10 years because I had to figure it out. It's going to take you much shorter. As long as you don't give up, you go through the program earnestly, follow the steps. And I'm not going to bullshit you and tell you, you get into Factory 7 family and you're going to be rich overnight. No, you're not. There are guys in my program now who are multimillionaires that have been with me from the beginning. And they will tell you it was a grind. Most people will never be successful because they have this microwave mentality, like everything is instant. It might work like that in the dating world. It might work with that when you order food. But in terms of building something of substance, something of success, it's going to take time. You have to trust the process. Now, and I know it's not easy. You're going to lose friends. The woman you're with might leave you. Your family is not going to understand. But who gives a damn? Because at the end of it all, you're going to be the one on top. You're going to be the one that's exalted. The books you write in the future, they're going to be buying and reading. So continue going. Be bold enough to be who you are. And everything will work out. It will always work out. The goal, the vision, it's already inside of you. Trust God and keep going with it. Now, yeah. So for the end of the week, so much happened this week. Well, number one, they passed the infrastructure bill, the $1.2 trillion stimulus package. There's a lot in that bill. You could go look it up. And also in terms of like cryptocurrency, a lot of I could never say that word. Politicians, my accent. Those people are now taking their payments in Bitcoin. Because this infrastructure bill is passed, is a win for the Democrats. So you know how they feel about the new Green Deal and all that stuff. So we're gonna start seeing a lot of improvement, which I talked about many months ago, into the clean energy sector because I predicted that this bill was going to be passed. So companies like ChargePoint, you're gonna see a run up in the electronic vehicle sector. Some of those companies are going to start hitting all-time highs. The clean energy space, like solar energy, hydraulics, things of that nature. One of them that I talked about many months ago was SunPower. Remember when I put out that video on SunPower was trading at $19. I think it closed yesterday for 32 something, 32.50, 32.40, something like that. So we're going to continually see a run up. Also, the Fed decided that they're going to limit tapering. So they're not going to be easing so much anymore. And inflation is now going to be returned to kind of a normal state. So we're going to start seeing an increase in the tech sector. So companies like Apple, which is my favorite, which I've been buying. We saw what happened yesterday. Closed out over 151 yesterday. Last time I talked about Apple, it was trading at 138. Those who had extra cash and could have gotten into distressed properties, that was a very good move. Amazon, the tech sector is going to run up. The banking sector is going to be very stable going on here from out. I'm very, very happy about the fintech sector. Visa took a beating, absolute beating, and I think it was unfair how much the stock dipped. But people like me, I was grateful because that was a buy. So Visa is still a great buy. If you could scoop some of that up, scoop some of that up. And as always, like, share, subscribe. So yeah, that's my video for today. Have a blessed day and take care. Bye bye.